Question for you. How do you set up your business so that it runs smoothly while you're on vacation?
I know a lot of small business owners, if you have a big team or you have a small team, you freak out and you get really stressed out when you try to go on vacation. Well, we're going to go over a lot of tips and tricks, so don't worry, the world is not going to explode. I promise you, check it out right now.
Operation Vacation is what we're talking about today. It's summertime, mid-July. A lot of people are going out of town, going to the beach, visit relatives, whatever it may be. So we're going to go through a few helpful tips and reminders for if it's a vacation of your own or staff member, business partner, what have you.
Yeah, a lot of business owners get really stressed out during this time of year. Their families want to go on vacation, they deserve a vacation, and they're worried about what to do. They're worried about, hey, if I'm not in the office, everything's going to fall apart. Or maybe you're a one-man operation, real estate investor, real estate agent, and you feel, well, how can I accommodate and take care of all my clients if I am not available? First off, the world's not going to end.
Definitely not.
Don't worry about any of that. And let's kind of dive in a little bit and kind of go over some tips, some tricks, some things that we've done over the past few years to make your life a lot easier.
Cool, cool. Okay, so first things first, do your best to set proper expectations with anyone you're normally doing business with. If it's people in your office or if it's with clients or service providers, whatever it may be. I think the fact is that on a vacation, sometimes you'll be available and a lot of times you won't. It is even possible that you won't be available at all. If you want to set that expectation, you can do that. I don't really prefer to do that myself. There aren't too many times where I'm just like totally out of communication, but I'm definitely not available all the time, right?
And you do it as a delayed communication. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, we're all in a world right now that we think that as soon as somebody calls you, you have to pick up immediately, or vice versa. They leave you a message, you got to call them right back. I mean, good customer service is important, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you know, you need to respect your own time as well. So if you call somebody back later in the day, it's okay. But going back to the key point of setting proper expectations, if I reach out to you and there's a voicemail or email that says, I'm out of the area, I'm not going to get back to you until next week, that's an expectation. If you tell me, hey, I won't be able to get back to you for a few hours and you don't get back to me, you're going to piss somebody off. But if you set the proper expectations of, I'm unavailable at this time, I can't return your call, I can't return your email, I can't return your text, that's okay. You're setting the expectations. You're setting the rules. The purpose of this is to set the rules based on your flow and about what works. So easy ways to do this is email autoresponder, email vacation response out of office. If you have staff members, relay that to staff members to do that as well. Phone scripts the same way. Hey, I'm out of the office right now. And maybe it's just a lot of times, like when we go out of vacation, like we put it on our company calendar so our staff's aware of it, but at the same time, we're pretty proactive ahead of time with our clients, knowing like, hey, listen, we're gonna be out of town, still working, but if you need anything, you know, feel free to call. But don't just blow up my phone just to chat.
Yeah, and for sure a good one too, since email can be a lot quicker and easier, less intrusive, is to put that on your voicemail. Say, hey, or maybe you're out of the country, I'm not going to be on the phone too much, I'm not going to be checking voicemail, but feel free to email me. I can definitely communicate in that way. So that's one that a lot of people get like.
And one thing is, like, most entrepreneurs and most business owners, like, they're dead without working anyways. They love working. That's why we're very passionate about business to begin with, and most of you are. And if you're not passionate about business, it's hard to even be in the business every day. So like, we like doing stuff. And one tip, I don't know some of the things that you do when you're away, but like one of the things that I work on is, you know, it takes me maybe about an hour to a day for really important transactional activities, right? And I know that no matter where I am and no matter where I'm away, like there's a few things I have to do. And I use the word have, but like I like doing and I enjoy doing them, right? Because I would get them off my to-do list earlier on if I didn't enjoy doing it. Sure. But like a few roles like inside the operation that I enjoy doing, I do, and I make time for it. I mean, anyone can make time for something. Yeah, maybe you're on like some crazy safari and like you're just literally out of commission for a few days, and that's fine. No problem there. But like I always kind of look at it as, hey, I try to put in my 20 minutes to 2 hours a day of just the basic stuff that I have to do, stuff I like doing, and it works itself out. I'm not going to do any like creative writing. I'm not going to do maybe some crazy content pieces. I'm not going to do some higher level like brain power stuff like financial reporting or setting up new systems or processes or onboarding employees and things like that. Like that's not working. But like nitty gritty, like have to do stuff,
you get the
I do it.
basics done and keep things moving along. And what's good about that is when you come back
exactly.
to the office, you don't even have a huge to-do list.
You don't have a to-do list. It's done.
Caught up.
Yeah. So all that stuff's great. I'm trying to think some other tech maybe we use in order to help, or systems or strategies to help accommodate when we're gone.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about getting your tech in order to go out of town. So ideally, depending on where you're going, like some people, like a friend of ours has a beach house, and he set up his beach house office just like his home office, identical. Like his laptop here, the phone he needs, the additional monitor, which a lot of people want to work with a second monitor, but you don't always have that on vacation. So if you have a vacation house or something, you can set it up in that way. But for most trips, you're not going to be able to do that. Fortunately, we have a lot of what we need, just based on phone, tablet, laptop. You can do the majority of what you need. You might not have like your external keyboard or mouse or another monitor, but think about that stuff ahead of time, Okay, another good thing to do to collaborate with people, even if you're not in the office, is something like Google Docs, which we use all the time. And we used when I was just out of town a couple weeks ago, because I was making some notes, making some brainstorms. And I shared the document with Jason so that we could talk about it. Then the next week, I came back in town, he went out of town, and during that week, he was commenting on the things that I had done. So even though we hadn't seen each other in a few weeks, we were still working on new stuff, which was pretty cool. And
we were collaborating. So if you do have staff in your office, obviously, it's one of those things that kind of throughout the summer, because we have about 8 people, give or take. 1 week, it's like one person's gone, the next person's gone, the next person's gone, and everyone fills in. They fills in the gap. I mean, the world's not going to explode, right? In real estate, in particular, compared to a lot of other businesses, stuff does have to move very, very quickly. We get properties that are under contract and they have to close in like 2 days, and we step in. If you go into my office right now, I got 4 screens. I have my workstation and Terry's workstation, and I think in the past, most of the time Terry goes away and then she does her like 1 or 2 hours of work a day, because most people in our office, if it's the bare minimum like necessity of stuff that has to get done, that's all it really takes, right. For some of the stuff. Right. But I can handle that stuff for her. So I did a good amount of travel earlier this year. So I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Do your thing. It'll take care of it. Nothing, it is what it is. So people overlap, they fill in, we change up some roles here and there, and it all works itself out.
Yeah, we were making the joke earlier. In our business, it's not like they're about to fly in a heart and we got to go do the transplant. Like that's just not, the business that we're in. So the world's not going to end.
Or most people, for that matter.
Yeah, or the vast majority.
Everyone thinks it's going to end of like, I have to do this. I have important this. I have important that. Like,
what you find if you don't return an email in an hour is that everything will be fine in a few hours or even tomorrow. Yeah. Right.
So don't sweat the small stuff. Any questions related to this, feel free to comment below on the video. We certainly appreciate it. The goal is for everyone to kind of share some of the videos, some of the comments. We enjoy everyone watching, listening, no matter kind of where you're getting some of this content from. But engage it, follow it, share it, whatever works for you. But it's all good. We're all growing together. Hopefully we were able to give you a little bit of insight today to help your businesses grow and you take it to the next level. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good summer. Enjoy your vacation.